What's up guys, Ryan here. So I've been wearing my new Epix Pro watch for a few days now, and in this video I want to tell you who this watch is for, why I think this is the perfect Epix watch, and at the same time why perhaps you shouldn't upgrade yet. When it comes to look and feel, all the Epix Pro watches from the smaller 42mm to the bigger 51mm version definitely have this badass vibe to them, but since they come with an AMOLED touch display, it balances out that vibe with a modern and a luxurious feel. I have the 47mm and I'm very happy with my choice. I don't regret not having the 51mm version. That would look too big on my wrist, and this is probably the right size for most people. If the size of your wrist is less than, say, 165mm, you might want to consider buying the 42mm if aesthetics matter to you. Otherwise, I totally understand if you go for a bigger version because of the better battery life and also a larger display that makes it easier to look at all your stats during activities. I have the slate gray with black straps, and the straps are supposed to be more flexible and add to the comfort, but honestly I think the difference it makes is marginal. And as far as the material and build quality, this is a military grade watch, so it's tough. The one that I have comes with Gorilla Glass and stainless steel bezel and back cover and a plastic body. Like I said in the last video, the Gorilla Glass and steel and plastic is a great combo, and there's nothing wrong with it, and I've used my Venue 2 Plus for over a year without a single scratch on it. But in the unboxing video I said that I might want to go for the Sapphire version. So the Sapphire version comes with titanium instead of stainless steel, and you might have thought that I'd prefer to have the Sapphire version because of the sapphire crystal itself, but that's not the case. The reason I prefer that one is because it's 7 grams lighter than the steel version with Gorilla Glass. So this one weighs 78 grams and the Sapphire version weighs 70 grams, and I want to have that extra level of comfort on my wrist. And so if you're thinking like me, you might want to opt for the Sapphire version. It sure is more expensive, but you know, you're already paying a premium for a premium watch, so why not pay a little extra to get, you know, a little more comfortable fit all day long? And that brings us to the next point, which is comfort. If you're upgrading from a smaller watch like the Venue 2 Plus or something, then you're definitely gonna immediately notice the difference in terms of the comfort, especially at night. After wearing it for a few days, I'm still getting used to its size and weight, but I think I'm getting there. Especially if I get the Sapphire version, then I'm sure it's gonna make life easier. Also, another thing I noticed is that the protrusion caused by the sensor hardware on the back of the watch is a little bigger in this next gen version. And because of that, even if I put aside the weight of the device, I can always feel it on my wrist. And I think that has been the most annoying part coming from a watch like the Venue 2 Plus, which I pretty much never know, you know, it's on my wrist. In terms of some of the features of this watch, it obviously has an AMOLED display, and it actually seems flat all the way, which means it should be easy to throw a screen protector on it that covers the whole area. It also has 32 gigabytes of storage, so that's plenty of room for your music files and maps. And so far, if you're liking this video, let me know however you prefer, like a comment or a like, and keep watching because I'm going to share with you one accidental discovery about a feature of this watch that I had no idea existed until now. Then it also comes with a built-in flashlight. I've tested the flashlight at least indoors, and it looks very bright, and there are even 4 levels of brightness to it. Plus, if you want to, you can change that to a red safety light. And the coolest of all is the strobe mode, which will match your running cadence, and it has 4 presets plus a custom one. I'll probably cover all these details in a tips and tricks video. Hill score is another feature of this watch. But what exactly is hill score in layman's terms? So hill score is a measure that tells you how good you are at running uphill. It ranges from 0 to 100, with higher scores meaning you're better at it. My score is terrible and I need to work on it definitely. The score takes into account things like how steep the hills are and how fit you are. Next is the endurance score, which measures how well you can sustain long performances. It considers your fitness level or your VO2 max and analyzes your training data to estimate your endurance. Higher scores mean you can perform for longer periods, and it takes changes over time and, you know, help set realistic expectations. The score reflects your endurance development and is specific to the activities you do most. And it can be, you know, anything from strength training to running to swimming. It's a useful tool for tracking progress and improving your endurance. I'll still go over a couple more important features as well. For example, training effect, which is a measurement that tells you how your workouts will affect your fitness in the future. It shows the kind of results you can expect and prepares you for upcoming performances. By keeping an eye on training effect in real time, you can adjust your workout intensity to match your goals. because it's important to find the right balance and allow for proper recovery to get the most out of your training. So you can use training effect to push yourself to improve without pushing too hard and risking unwanted outcomes. And of course, you don't need to do anything special. All you have to do is to check out your training effect after each training and reflect on it. So yet another important metric on this watch is training readiness. The training readiness is a tool that measures your readiness to train. It considers factors like sleep quality, recovery time, training load, HRV status, sleep history, and stress history. The readiness score ranges from poor to prime, indicating your readiness for intense training. Monitoring training readiness helps you decide when to push harder or take it easy. But it also has a feature called recovery time. Recovery time is a super important thing for your body to bounce back and get ready for your next workout. Ignoring recovery can actually lead to lower performance and a high risk of getting injury. The Epix Pro gives you personalized recommendations on how long you should rest before your next intense workout. When the timer hits 0, it means you're fully recovered and good to go. The calculations consider factors like stress and sleep quality, so a tough day or bad sleep can extend your recovery time, while good sleep and low stress can shorten it. And for those of you who are not familiar with Garmin watches at all, with the Epix Pro, you can have live maps on your watch for any kind of navigation, so it would be really hard to get lost wearing this watch. A nice little new feature is something called Redshift. What this does is that it changes the entire layout of the watch to red. In some occasions, this feature might come in handy, like it's dark, and I haven't heard this from Garmin directly, but I think it should use less battery because you're just, using one color. I'm not so sure of it though. As far as the sleep tracking goes, I've been wearing my Venue 2 Plus and Epix Pro on each wrist, and all the sleep stats have been nearly identical. Going back to comfort, again, Venue 2 Plus wins for obvious reasons, but it's not impossible to wear this to bed. You might just need to get used to it. And every morning you get a morning report on your watch, and you can schedule your sleep time for each day of the week separately, which should be great for people who do shift work, but I haven't tried it myself. The battery life in smartwatch mode is 16 days, so that's a great bump if you're thinking of upgrading from a watch like the Venue 2 Plus. On the other hand, if you go for the 42mm version, the battery life will be practically the same as the Venue 2 Plus, so that's the trade-off. And it still has a ton more features that I can't go through in this video, but hit the notification bell for the upcoming tips and tricks video. But I got a few more things to share with you. So I was going for a run, and it was actually one of the Garmin Coach programs, and I was wearing my earbuds connected to my phone, which was on me, and I was surprised that the watch was announcing laps, although it would sometimes say the duration of the lap and some other times of my current pace. What I'm not so sure of is if this is really the feature of this watch, or I'm hearing this because I've enabled a feature on my earbuds to read notifications aloud. But the thing is, I don't get notifications for laps and stuff on the phone. So do let me know, guys, if some of you either know about this or can try to reproduce this feature. Anyways, one complaint that I have, and this is such a small thing, is that the menu options are too close to each other and makes it easy to tap something else. Unless, of course, you use the buttons to navigate and select instead of tapping. And by default, during activities, the touchscreen is disabled. And in terms of some of the standard Garmin features like the body battery and stress management, I'm very satisfied. When I got to review the Forerunner 265, my sleep score was off, my stress was way off, and my body battery was off as well. But with this one, it's spot on. And still, you better give it a couple days before you can rely on the body battery levels. So yeah, I think this is the perfect Epix watch we've been waiting for. Not only do we get 2 extra sizes, but also now the difference between the Epix and Phoenix is narrowed down to basically the display size and battery life. But I think it would be the perfect choice only if you currently don't own an Epix 2 watch from last year. If you have a watch like the Venue 2 Plus, or this is going to be your first smartwatch, then you're here for a treat. I can guarantee you that. And speaking of smartwatch features, you do get notifications like messages, emails, etc. But there will still be a noticeable gap between this watch as a smartwatch and other mainstream smartwatches. Otherwise, pretty much every cool feature you see on this watch, you're going to see on the Epix 2 as well. I hope you liked and sub. See you in the next one, guys.